hello, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Watch Your One Talk series. My name is Obioma Richardson, CEO and founder of Watch Her Win. As some of you may know, and anyone new to the Talk series, welcome. Today is a very special episode as we are preparing for our first international event in Mexico, Puebla, Mexico to be exact. And I'd like to welcome my guests, Marissa Billowitz and Juanita Johnson.
Hi.
Hey, ladies.
Everybody.
Hey. And I first and foremost, I want you to forgive me for I may be a little lackluster because I am feeling a little bit under the weather. So I'm keeping up as much as I can. But thank you so much for joining the second episode of Watch Your One Talk series. And
Woohoo.
we're going to talk about this amazing and magical event that we are putting together. So I'm going to start off with Marissa and I have known each other for over 20 years. We're great friends. My sister from another mother and father. We started to have a conversation way back in December of last year. Uh, how can I do an event in Mexico after finding out she bought an art gallery? So yeah, that's how we started. And then through planning and putting things together, then the fabulous Juanita Johnson comes along with her expertise, and
Hello.
we are doing this thing. We are doing it. So
Yes.
I'd like you ladies to introduce yourself to the audience. I'd like Marissa to go first, and go
Mhm.
ahead.
Sure. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited about this. As you said, it's been a while in the planning. So my name's Marissa Billowitz. In my different walks of life, I do human rights work, women's rights work internationally. That's actually how Obi and I met. And I live in a town that's called San Andres Cholula, Mexico. It's in the state of Puebla. And I have an art gallery with two partners. It's called El Alacrán Galería Taller, where we have art shows, we give classes in drawing, painting, paper mache, traditional Mexican handicrafts. And so we are very, very, very excited about this event because it brings together our our love and support of local art, local artists, along with our New York roots, right? And when Obi and I started talking about this event and how can we talk about the legacy of hip hop and where it comes from and its influence around the
Yeah.
world, the first thing I thought was, well, we need a travel partner. And I was like, I know somebody who would be a great travel partner for us. And I thought of Juanita because she is like us, another New York person who really gets how magical and exciting it is when you can bring different worlds together and can really
Mhm.
appreciate, all the different sides of what we're talking about. And Rosita wants to say hi too. So
Hey, Rosita. Hello.
I'll turn it over to Juanita.
Hey everyone. How are you? How are you? I am so excited to be here with my ladies. We've been working really hard on the ground in the United States and Mexico. We are about to do the darn thing. I am originally from Brooklyn, New York,
Okay.
and live in Puebla, where the event is taking place in Cholula, Puebla. And it's just going to be so dope. It basically, you can see the influence of hip hop here. And that's what's so fascinating. Even though, obviously, we have a huge base outside of Mexico, but this is such a great bridge to show how popular it is outside of just the United States. So I'm happy to be a part of it, sharing my expertise as the travel advisor, coordinating and helping everybody get here, making sure
Yes.
everybody is cool
Yes.
from vacations to Mexico. And then I also have a marketing company where I'm a content creator for Personify Enterprises. So also the marketing piece as well as the travel piece. So happy to be on board. Thank you for having me, Obi.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So the one of the best parts about this, right, is how you both have had this life in New York and you said, okay, I'm going to take this chance and I'm going to move and I'm going to leave. And you're living your best lives and doing the damn thing in Mexico.
We
And
are. Woo, woo,
I
woo.
am
Right.
so inspired. I'm so inspired. I mean, I am tempted.
I
Yes,
mean,
join
stay
us. Come
tempted.
on.
You'll
I'm
see.
very
Come
You'll
on.
tempted.
see. I mean, that's one of
Uh,
the coolest parts of this that I don't even think we were thinking about it in the beginning, but this event is an opportunity not just to take part in the events, but really to network and to get to know local women,
Mhm.
entrepreneurs who are doing different things in Mexico, including some of our partners, right? Like
Exactly.
how have people decided to have just a different lifestyle?
and
Yeah.
live,
Mhm.
live. So I'd like to talk about how Watch Your Win Art Talk was started. So last year, 2022, I had my first Watch Your Win Art Talk in Harlem. And it came about to honor my dad, my stepdad, but my dad, Richard Lee Cisco Jr. He was an artist, he was a musician, he was a pioneer in hip hop. He was best friends with Kool Herc, and he was in the movie Beat Street. And
Awesome.
everyone in the
Woo.
community really, really loved him. And he passed away in 2010 from colon
Mhm.
cancer. And for a long time, I was like, how are we going to honor him? And how are we going to, like, tell the world about this legacy? People know who he is. People know about him. People know about his
Mhm.
art, and people know about his music. And last year it came to me, and I was inspired by some people I had met, and I was like, okay, we can do this. And we had the first Watcher One Art Talk in Harlem, and featured two local artists, and this allowed them to make money off of what they love to do.
Mhm.
So
Yes, absolutely.
now, right, I said it has to be a continuance. This is something we have to do every year. So therefore, we came up with the Watch Our One Art Talk series. And I am so honored
Awesome.
to be like doing this in the 50th year anniversary of hip hop.
Wow. Woo, woo, woo.
We are going to
Incredible.
celebrate. We are going to
Wow.
celebrate, but also take Cisco Kid's legacy to Mexico and allow people in a whole nother country to
Yes.
hear from his family, hear from his wife, because my mom, Mrs.
Wow.
Cisco, is going to talk about the genuine of this man, but of this artist,
Hmm.
right? And he definitely loved what he did, and how we as a family continue that legacy and continue to support. And also, we created, and when I say we, it's me and my daughter Kiara. We put a lot of work into this because she loved her grandpa. Uh, we created a scholarship, and which is the Richard Lee Cisco Jr. Art Scholarship, and this is for artists. We have two brackets from 12 to 20, and we
Wow.
have 21 and over, right? This it's not tied to a bursar's office. It's not tied to a school, because a lot of times we have a lot of creators who don't go that route. They don't go the corporate route, right?
Hmm.
So how can we turn in some funds to an artist that can probably turn their work into a $5,000 painting or ten
And they'll
thousand,
actually get
right?
the money,
And
right? That's the other thing.
Right.
Actually
they will
get the
actually get the
money.
money,
This
Exactly.
is the
right?
most important point.
Yes, so that is definitely what we're about. I myself have a career in IT, right? So the being the entrepreneur of this nonprofit is not my full career, but it's the philanthropy work that I've learned from my parents,
Hmm.
to give back, and I love it. And the fact that we also get to give out a scholarship in Mexico,
Yeah.
right? So we're
Yes.
not we're not going to
We're
Mexico
not
just to
playing
have this
around.
event, but we are going to
Right.
give back to the
The community,
community
both
in
communities.
Yeah.
Mexico as well, both communities. So
Exactly.
it's exciting.
It really is.
So I'd like both of you, and either one of you can start off. I'd like you to tell us and tell the audience a bit about Cholula and Puebla. I know I went to Mexico City for the first time in 2017, and I fell in love with it. Uh, of course, because of my sister friend Marissa moved out
Yes.
there, and I was like, as soon as she told me, I was like, I'm coming, and I went, and I had a blast, and I did not want to come back, but I had responsibilities back home.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're going to love it. I mean, Cholula, what is really cool, I mean, we talk about Puebla because Puebla is a state and Puebla is the city. It's actually the fourth biggest city in Mexico. But where we live, Cholula is, it's a little town that's kind of Puebla's been growing over it, right? It's becoming,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my dogs want to be on this so bad. Um,
We
but Cholula
welcome.
is really special because it's one of the oldest, I believe it is the oldest continuously inhabited city in this hemisphere. It is a really historic place to live. This is one of the really important indigenous strongholds in Mexico. The history is really amazing. We have a pyramid in walking distance of my house,
Yes.
of where Juanita
Yes. A
lives,
pyramid.
where the gallery
Yes.
is, which is
Wow.
really incredible, so
It's,
you're gonna love
it's
it.
crazy.
Puebla
We
has
have
some of
two
the best
volcanoes.
food.
We have
We
two
have two
volcanoes.
volcanoes. Um, they're thankfully pretty dormant.
Haven't, right? Dormant at this moment.
The food is some of the best food in the whole country. Everybody will tell you the food in the south of Mexico, and we're considered the south of Mexico, is the best in the country. And the culture is really rich. What is really special about Cholula is it's also kind of a university town.
Yes.
So you get a lot of people coming from other parts of Mexico who live here, as well as, people who are coming from other countries and have settled here. But what's maybe different than other places. I'm not gonna name any places and put them down. But what I think is really cool about Cholula is that there is a lot of mixing and diversity of
Yes.
the different cultures. So it's not like, a situation where you just see a bunch of gentrifiers coming in and ruining a place for people.
Right.
Right.
At
Taking
least
away
It's
the
not turning
culture.
into it's not turning into Brooklyn
yes,
or Harlem.
at the very least, we're really trying to keep that from happening. And I think that that's, something that's really important to us as a gallery that we're looking to give back to the community. And that is why we share those values that you have. And we love the idea of giving out a scholarship that's not tied to a particular school, that doesn't have, like pedigree requirements that you have to be able to be an artist. And we don't make
Right.
those requirements of the people that show their art at our gallery. There are galleries here, there's galleries in the US that require people to put money up front to be able to show their work. We
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
We do take a percentage because we have to live and we have to pay our rent. But we don't have artists give us money up front because we don't want to be in the business of exploiting artists.
Right.
And so we've really created a space where we're giving the opportunity for local artists to show their work. So yeah, so you're going to love Cholula. I don't know, Juanita, what else is awesome about living here?
Wow. So I actually am new to Cholula. I've been living in Mexico for a long time, 8 years in different parts of Mexico. So I actually moved to Cholula last year from Cancun. So it's a little different, but I love it. It's so quaint. It's really just, I can't even, living in front of a pyramid is like a dream. Like, when you walk outside and you see a pyramid, it's like, what is happening right now? Like, this is so crazy, it's just rich. It's like Marissa said, it's culturally rich. It's not too large where it's like you get lost. Like Mexico City, it's too much for me. It's like I like to visit, and then I'm like, okay, I got to get back to Cholula. Like it's just so quaint in this stage of my life. I think that depending on where you are in your life, right, certain things work and certain things don't. And I don't know if many years ago if Cholula would have worked, but where I am now in my life, it certainly works because it's a little bit more calm. Well, sometimes because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So it's a little, but it's so much going on with cultural events. There's so many churches here. And like every day there's like a new event. I walk out and it's like a parade, a festival, a party in the Zocalo. It's like, okay, wow, okay. So, but I just think it's something different for people who have an image of Mexico where Mexico is not just Cancun, right? It's not just Playa del Carmen. It's not just beaches. There's other
Right.
culturally rich parts of
Yes.
Mexico, and I
There's
think that
32
this is
states.
this so it's huge, and I just think that people don't venture out enough to see the other parts. Um,
Right.
Someone asked, how did we come up with the
Yeah. So
location?
I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if the we can answer it both ways, right? If you're asking about what inspired us to pick Mexico for this art talk
Hmm.
event, it's strictly because I have a relationship with someone who lives in Mexico. There's no way I could go and do an international event blindly. So
Right.
because I have a strong friendship with Marissa and I trust her, and she has this art gallery and we have the same beliefs, and she knew who my dad was. That is what made uh, the choice very easy to do this event in Mexico. And as far as you ladies choosing to move to Mexico, that's a good question to answer.
Well, Marissa, you
Mm,
can start that.
okay. I don't know. Well, it was a lot of things brought me here. What can I say? But I've had ties to Mexico through my chosen family, and I think that that was really what brought me here. And what keeps me here is the lifestyle that I've been able to build for myself, and I think that that's um, it's something that we could talk a lot more about, but just in my case, I chose to leave a full-time job situation, to be able to do freelance work that I continue to do around human rights and social justice, but that
Mhm.
it freed me up to do other projects like this. I've always loved the arts, and I've always wanted to be connected and active within whatever community that I'm living in, and so this project allowed me to do that. So
Oh.
yeah, that's what's kept me in Mexico.
Okay. Well, in my case, I've lived in other countries aside from Mexico. And I just kept coming back to Mexico. So I would leave and come back, and I would stay in another country, and then I would come back. And just basically, I feel like Mexico chose me, really. It's like, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck with us. And so I've just really love it. I love the people. I love the culture. I just love to Marissa's point, the quality of life, the work-life balance. And I think that that's
Hmm.
something that's super, super important, which for me, which is one of the reasons I left the United States a very long time ago, because I was seeking that work life balance. Um, and I've gotten it. So it's just basically, making a decision to say, you know what, I want to try something different. And it wasn't always easy. And I just want to put that out there for people like, oh my God, you guys are living your best life. Yes. However, it hasn't
However,
been easy. It has not been easy. Especially if you move somewhere and you don't know the language, you don't know the culture, it can take some adjustments. But once you get past all of that and you really appreciate where you are and try to integrate, because I think that is the biggest part. And I love that, Obi, you are having this event here, because that's a part of the integration, right? Letting the local people in Mexico, in Cholula, get to know hip hop on a bigger scale, getting to know your family and what your dad represented. And so there's a lot of people that may move here for whatever ulterior motives, whatever, but some of them I see don't like to integrate. And for me, I feel like if you're going to be a part of a country, get to know the people, get to know the culture. Really, I mean, give something back. Really. But yeah, I just love it.
That's very important, because it's almost the same thing that we have to incorporate when our communities are being gentrified, right? You
Hmm.
have the
hmm
gentrifiers coming in, and they don't want to integrate with the community, and the
Correct.
community
right,
that was already here and built up what's being taken over.
Correct.
yeah.
So that is very, very important. Uh,
Exactly.
so I want to talk about our whole lineup, right?
Woo!
So I have to say, I have traveled and I love to travel. I've been local this summer because I'm putting all my P's and Q's into this event. So I
Hmm.
cannot wait to get on that plane. But
Yes.
I want us to talk about, oh my goodness, our lineup. So let me tell you, the
Wow.
audience, we have been going hard. We all work. Like I'm working during the day, and I come home
Mhm.
at night, and I
Yeah.
don't stop. uh, we have managed to put together this amazing lineup for the weekend because there are people coming from New York out to
Yes.
Mexico. It's
Yes.
about 8 of us. Yes, it's about 8 of
Woohoo!
us.
Woo!
Now let me just tell you a little bit of what we have to go through, right? Number one, I'm a nonprofit. This is a nonprofit organization. So it's not like we have billions of dollars coming in because the purpose of it is always to give back and connect to the
Yep.
community, the opportunities.
Correct.
So looking for sponsors, putting together a deck, a sponsorship deck,
Yes.
and this is teamwork. I mean, I've had a lot of events, and all of the events are wonderful, but I think in planning, this has been one of the best planning and collaborations because there was actually a team. So this is
Mhm.
very important to me,
Woo!
teamwork, right?
Yes.
Uh, and
Go
looking
team.
for sponsors, um, and anybody out there, the donation link is in the description and the Eventbrite is in the
Yes.
description. So,
Yes.
hey, it's never too late. I'm not,
It's not too late to
it's
join us.
not too late to join us. It's not too late to donate.
That's
But
right.
I I have to say it takes a lot of emails. I'm the type of person I don't
Phone
like to ask for
calls.
anything. But being on the phone, sending emails, having to really talk about this event. And I think the important is that people can really see how much it means to
Yes.
us and
Yep.
the genuine that comes out of it to say, wow, okay, no, I want to be a part of this. So at the
Because we
end,
have an actual
well,
purpose.
yes,
The purpose is the
yeah,
scholarships,
yes,
no?
yes, the
Promoting and helping
Yes.
scholarships,
local artists. It's that's key.
the scholarships, and sticking to the Watch Her Win mission. I'm
Mhm.
Yes.
working with women entrepreneurs in Mexico.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you understand how important that is? It is
Yes.
taking this mission and this vision outside of the New York area or outside of the US, because I've done an event in Chicago before, but just taking it outside of the US and working with women who are entrepreneurs, that is
Yes.
like, you don't even
Woo
know
woo.
how much that means to me, right? I'm very proud of that. Uh, but I'm gonna let Juanita start off with our planned events, right? Like how did you set this up? And what did
Wow.
it take? What did it take to get everything set up? And tell us.
So, okay. So I am the coordinator of like the travel, right? As a travel advisor for vacations to Mexico and putting
Yes.
together the itinerary for the event. I mean, I don't think it really was that difficult because I also am a marketer, no, by profession.
Okay.
But it was just really trying to figure out what we wanted to get done, and what your vision was, really kind of supporting your vision, Obi, of how we can achieve what you're trying to do. So I think once I understood my mission, right, basically, it really wasn't that difficult, and then having Marissa and Alia here as a resource because they've been actually living in Cholula longer than I have. So being able to even lean on them too was also just a great team. We really just have an amazing team. But we have a lot going on. We have a tour. We have like a welcome reception dinner, at this really cool restaurant named Safrita in Cholula, which is actually one of my favorite restaurants. They have live music. So we're going to have like a live music, band, and good food. And then we have like the art show happening at the gallery, Marissa's gallery. It's going to be a very action-packed weekend. I'm trying to tell you guys. And then on Saturday, we have the Art Talk series with you, Obi. There's going to be 2 sessions.
Yes.
And then we're going to, in the evening, have a hip hop show with the local artists. And so I'll let Marissa speak more about the artists because she was wonderful in actually coordinating that. And then we have a hip hop brunch happening at one of these cool restaurants here where the DJ is going to be spinning vinyl. So basically, it's really been a collaborative effort between all of us here as a team. And, with Marissa and Alia's talents and connections and also my experience and connections, we just making it happen, we just making it happen. So I think the most important thing was making sure that we met your vision of what you wanted to see happen. And I think once like I said, I understood that, then it was simple. But Marissa, I want you to talk about that lineup, girl, that you got going on. Woo!
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it was really important to us to have this exchange between not just entrepreneurs, like ourselves, but also local artists. And so, especially for local hip hop artists to have the opportunity to meet somebody who really comes from hip hop royalty, I think is such a big deal to them. And no, they don't think you're a record producer. I know. I know that's a concern. They know, but it's really exciting for artists here to, to hear about the origins of hip hop, because I think there's a really very, very strong hip hop fan base here. And also hip hop in Spanish and in Mexico is really, really strong. So the show itself. So in addition to all the other events we've talked about, it was really important for us to have the people coming from New York to get a chance to really get a literal taste of Mexico. And so, so the food choices have to do with that. The restaurant Friday night is a really cute restaurant that that has live music also, and has really good food. And our hip hop brunch on Sunday also, with a great DJ, Miguel Reyes. He's going to be amazing. He's a great hip hop DJ on vinyl. When we first started talking about this event, I was like, he has to be part of this. So we have a great DJ lined up for Sunday. But what you're asking me about is the lineup for the hip hop show itself, which is going to be at our partner Pulque para Dos, which is a great bar that's up the street from the gallery, which is one reason we chose it. But also they're just amazing supporters of the gallery, amazing supporters of local musicians and artists. In our lineup, which is in the description, our headliner is Sombra HH, who is a woman rapper from here, from Puebla. And I mean, it was kind of a dream come true, because I had been talking to our friends at Pulque about who we could get for the lineup, and they're really connected with the local hip hop artists in a way, that I'm not. And we got some recommendations, but I was like, oh, there's this woman I've been following on Instagram, and she's just so great. And, I think you all know when it comes to hip hop, I mean, I have a variety of musical tastes, but I'm really, really into women rappers. And and I think, as a feminist, that's kind of that's really where I am on the genre. Yes. So UNITY, yes, all the things we were talking about. But, so I had told, my friends at the venue, I've seen this woman on Instagram. I think she's local. She's really good. I had seen that she had opened for some big international artists, and I was like, somebody like her. I was like, oh, if you can find if we can get somebody like her. And they're like, oh yeah, no, we got her. And I was like, oh,
we got
so
her.
She's amazing. Follow her. Yes.
Yes.
So
what is her Insta? Tell everyone her her.
I have to find it. I think I'll have to find her handle, and I'll put it in the chat in a second. Yes. When I'm not talking, when one of you is talking, I'll find it and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
But that is our lineup, but we're super excited about it. And in addition to that, Pulque is also going to be the venue where we're going to do a screening of Beat Street, which will be super exciting for our visitors, and for our local audience who might not have seen it before.
Right.
Because it's really, I think this is,
it's a classic.
And it's so exciting to be part of the 50th anniversary. There's so many events happening. Who thought that we could have an event in Cholula, Puebla, that's putting our little grain of sand into the 50th anniversary of hip hop? But it's such an important movement, and I don't know, I feel really, blessed that we have the opportunity to be a part of this, and to really honor the legacy of where hip hop came from.
Absolutely. Right. I can't wait to see Beat Street again. It's going to be so nostalgic. Oh my God. Wow. Hey, so also for the people that are asking about the link to donate, it's in the description. Woohoo.
Thank you, Juanita.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm smiling. I'm smiling. I'm trying not to cough myself to death.
Oh,
It's all good. It's
I
all
am.
good.
This is exciting. Yeah. So in New York, events are happening, and it's saturated, right? I mean,
It's a global thing
you have
happening.
concerts here, concerts there. But no one is doing something quite like this, and I want to make sure that we are a niche and doing something different and
Yes.
honoring what we need to honor. And while we know all of the greats, I know for a fact that I grew up in a house with someone who was definitely part of this legacy and chose not to continue to, be in that entertainment world. But he was definitely part, everyone in the neighborhood knows that he was part of this legacy. And someone mentioned to me the other day, they were having this event about graffiti, and his name was mentioned. And it's like,
Awesome.
I don't want it to be just an honorable mention. He was a part of this movement. When
Yeah.
we look at Beach Street in Mexico, you're going to see his name was all over the credits as
hmm
Yeah.
producer, as choreographer. Like, he was everywhere.
Yeah.
So this is something that
Huge.
and listen, my mom told me on his dying bed, he said, give all of my artwork to Obi because she's going to know what to do with it. And at the end of the day,
Wow.
this is what we're doing with it. And I'm
Oh,
excited.
wow.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Uh, yeah.
I
So
feel
I
so
so we're
honored to
gonna,
be a part of this. Wow. I
yeah.
really, this is so exciting. I mean, I love hip hop, grew up on hip hop. No, I mean, come on. I'm from Brooklyn. Come
right,
on,
right,
man. This is like
right.
crazy. And speaking of graffiti, I really want us to go back to that flyer so that we can show people the
Yes,
design that Alia created, which
yes,
is fantastic. I've been getting people hitting me up in my DMs about who
Yeah.
created this.
Alia, graphic designer. Go ahead,
Yes. Alia
Juanita. Sorry,
Phibes.
but
We
she bodied this, as we would say in our culture. She bodied this.
Yes. I mean, when people sliding up on your DMs just about
yeah.
a logo and the design of a flyer, like it's making an impact. So,
Yeah.
Marissa, do you want to talk about Ali a little bit? I know she's busy
Sure.
today,
She was sad not to be here because she's actually giving class right now in the gallery. She's an extremely talented graphic designer and digital artist. She does
but
original digital art. And if you check our Instagram, which I think we're gonna have links to everything for La Lacran, she could definitely contact her. She's amazing.
she's
And
awesome.
she did the design for the whole event from BX to MX, and has done, all these different iterations of the designs for the different formats and
Yes,
things. And she's extremely, extremely talented. So yeah, definitely, definitely hit her up if you have graphic design needs. But she's a co-owner of the gallery. So her
as
and
well.
Josefa Moreno we're the three co-owners of the gallery, and we all bring our little piece to it. I can't draw. I
That's
can't
not
draw.
everybody has
I
their
can't
thing,
paint.
right? That's not your
Everybody
thing.
has their thing.
Everybody has
Yes,
their thing, but
yes, yes.
I try to keep the gallery running. I love doing community outreach. I love making those connections within the community, supporting local artists. Those are the things that I like to do. So yeah, and everybody's Instagram tags are in the description also,
Yes.
as well as the link to join us in the event or to donate, because it's not too late to do
Exactly.
that. I wanted to go back to your dad's artwork, Obi, because
Yeah.
we are going to have some pieces that are going to be available for sale in the gallery. Do you want to talk about those?
Mhm.
Sure.
I'm sorry,
So
I just threw the questions right back to you.
that's okay. Sure, sure. So we do have a painting of my dad, of him playing a saxophone.
Oh,
It is an acrylic painting that will be for sale in the gallery. Also, we have some of his original flyers that he did like back in 1979 for the parties, because that's how
wow.
they communicated with the party flyers, right?
Woo, that's
So
wicked.
he he drew them, and so what I did was, with permission of my mom, of course, we made certified copies of the flyers, so we'll be able to sell that, and that all raises money. It raises money for the organization. It raises money for the scholarship. So we will be definitely selling that. I also have, he has a book that was signed by an author. Uh, uh, the beginning, the Bronx is called the Bronx of hip hop, and so I'm gonna bring that book with me to Mexico so people can look through it and see some of those raw images of, the beginning, the
Wow.
beginning. Yeah, this is gonna be excited.
It's so
So I'd
exciting.
like us to, as we're about to come to an end, if anyone in the audience has any more questions, please feel free to, you know, put them in the chat. We'll read them off and answer your questions.
Mhm.
Also, uh, you can follow Watch Her Win at Watch Her Win on Instagram and Facebook, and the website is
Mhm.
watchherwinnewyork.org. Um, again, Obioma. I definitely want to give shout outs to some of our sponsors. So I'm
Yes,
going to
the
start off
sponsors.
with Juanita and Marissa. If you can shout out our sponsors in Mexico, you could take turns and do that.
Marissa, go ahead.
Sure. Okay, well, we really like to thank, I've already mentioned Pulque para Dos, which is our venue where we're going to have the music show. And, they're also a sponsor. And in addition, we have Digging, which is a great local restaurant in San Pedro Cholula. In addition to that, we have Mezcalabo, which is
Mezcalabo.
our
Woohoo.
mezcal partner. For those of you
Mezcalabo.
joining us in Mexico, you will
The
get a chance to
mezcal.
have
Woo.
a mezcal tasting. Will be part of our
Yeah.
events of the weekend. So if you have not had mezcal yet, I hear mezcal's big in New York. So anyway,
Yeah, it has
mezcal,
become very big.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
so
it.
this is gonna be awesome.
very
And we
big,
have
and of course we
Ikea's
have
Tax.
vacations to Mexico.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Hey Blue, how's it going? Hey, one of my friends answered the call.
Ah, cool. Also,
Hi.
of the sponsors is Uncle Nearest. Uncle
Yes,
Nearest. We also have Ikea's Tax.
Aquatus tax.
Aquatus. I knew I was gonna jack that up. Forgive me, but
Okay.
I just want to make sure I got you guys in there.
With the restaurant,
We
the
have
restaurant
the
in
restaurant is
Diggin,
Sofrita, Digging.
Sofrita. Okay.
So we have
Hmm.
Sofrita, we
Sofrita,
have
Digging,
Digging. We
and
also want to
Raíces.
shout out
Mhm.
our tour company, which is Tip Top Tours, which is in Cholula, helping us with the day tour in Cholula. So we have a lot of support, which is fantastic.
So I wanna go back to Uncle Nearest. If many of you know, Uncle Nearest is a woman's owned whiskey company. Fawn Weaver is the CEO, and Nicole Carter, who is one of the brand and marketing managers for Uncle Nearest for the New York, New Jersey, has been a great partner for Watch Her Win, and they actually agreed to sponsor an international event. So that means that along with the sponsorship, that I get to take Uncle Nearest over to Mexico, where it's
Wow.
not yet, and I get to say, hey, this
Introduce
is
it.
a woman-owned brand whiskey company, and it's a black-owned brand whiskey company,
Yes.
and get to introduce it into another
Yes.
country. And that is the power of networking, not the business of networking, is the
Right.
power,
Power.
because it transcends and allows us to stay connected and keep connecting each other. That way we can always connect other people and always look out for each other. Like everything we
Absolutely.
do is
Yes.
100% tangible. So
Yes. No, people are
Absolutely.
very excited about that. I'm excited too. But yeah, I mean, and again, this is like the kind of exchange that we're talking about. Like, is there anything better than like you get a sip of mezcal and I get a sip of this black woman
Wow.
owned
yes,
whiskey?
yes,
Amazing. Like, it's going to be
And you
great.
get to have like hip hop artists in Mexico who are just like tapped into like the hip hop movement 50
yes,
years. It's
yeah,
incredible. I do want to also shout out one more sponsor, Kaidi Global.
yes,
So
Kaidi,
we want to
yes,
make sure we don't forget
yes.
Kaidi.
Yes.
So we just honestly, I feel so blessed to be sharing this event with you guys. And it's just going to be a blast. I mean, it's just been so cool, with people just sliding into the DMs like, who created that flight? Well, that's from BX to MX. Wow, that's hot. And I'm like, okay, wow, okay, this is great, And even just the name of our event, right? People don't even realize how significant and deep and profound it is. From BX
Yeah.
to MX, from the
Yep.
Bronx to Mexico,
That's right.
celebrating
Yep.
50 years of hip hop.
Yeah.
This is
And
sick.
we
Okay.
have to give Kiara a shout. We have to give Kiara, who is the marketing director, a shout out
Yes,
for working with Marissa
absolutely.
to come up with that name. She's like,
Took a little bit, but I
yeah,
love the name of our event. I think it's
yeah.
so good, and yeah, it's going to be really good.
So let's.
Did you notice that we have the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens represented?
Wait a
Ah,
I know
minute.
yes.
people
On the
love to hate
tall,
on
on the
Queens.
tall,
Wait
on
a
the
minute. Wait a
tall.
minute.
Right,
Wait.
People
right
love to hate
now.
on Queens, but yeah, right here.
So
I didn't notice it, but that's dope.
I
Right,
didn't
I
realize
agree.
it either.
Yeah,
Well,
you
as we
know,
should.
I was going to say you have a
We
little
have to put a
Manhattan in
spec.
there.
We have to put a spec in there for Staten Island because we Wu Tang
Wu
and
Tang.
some of
Wu-Tang.
our came from Staten Island, so we might have to give them a shout out too. Here's how I want to end this. Um, let's go out with our top five.
Oh
Our
my
top
God, like
five.
hip hop artists?
Our top five hip hop artists. No
Artists.
judgment. Our
You
own
already
opinion.
know.
Oh man.
So, Juanita, you go first. Brooklyn, you
Oh
go
my
first.
God. Okay, so definitely Queen Latifah, hands
Okay.
down, Queen Latifah. I'm old school, so Queen Latifah, MC Light, dudes. Oh my God, Wu Tang. I gotta go with Notorious B.I.G. I'm from Brooklyn. Come on now, cannot not say the Notorious B.I.G. Nas, what? Crazy. And let me see, I got one more, right? This is so difficult. Ooh, man or woman. Ooh, ooh. Oh, okay. This might surprise you guys, but I have always been a huge fan of Mob Deep.
Okay.
Yes,
So.
Mob Deep. What?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Is that my five? Because I can go on, but yeah, I'm gonna stop there.
That's your five. That's your five. Okay, Marissa, your turn.
Well, my number one, you already know, Missy. Like, there's
Yeah.
just no Missy Elliott.
Woo,
She's
yes.
also originally from Virginia, so that Missy is
Yes.
definitely. And then
Yes.
I mean it's basically all women, but yes, MC Light, Queen Latifah, like that, yes. But then if we want to get like a little more modern, I love Outkast for that Southern
Woo.
rap. That's like
Yep.
yes, big
Yep.
fan. Yeah, I have one more.
Yeah,
You
one
got
more.
one more too.
Kendrick Lamar. I'm
Wow, he's
Kendrick
dope.
Lamar.
Ah,
Yeah.
he's dope.
I like to go with the gym. I like to go to the gym
Yes.
and like,
Yes.
they don't know what I'm
Okay.
listening to.
No, he's dope.
That's you. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
All
Wow.
right.
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
modern lady.
Come on now.
All right. So I gotta mix it up, but I'm gonna start off with MC Light. I love her. She's
Yes.
dope.
Brooklyn.
She
Brooklyn.
is
I'm
a
sorry, y'all from
phenomenon.
Brooklyn.
I love Brooklyn. So I'm not one of those. Yeah,
You're
I
from
love
the Bronx,
Brooklyn.
so you're Brooklyn. No, total.
I'm gonna have to go with Tupac. I love Pac.
Woo!
Like I absolutely love Tupac. If anybody knows me,
Wow,
that is
awesome.
my man.
Ah.
Jay-Z
Woo!
is
Brooklyn.
at the top, and that's three, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's always
Difficult.
so difficult because there's so many.
So many.
But I'm gonna go over to the West Coast and say Ice Cube.
Oh,
Ice Cube
nice choice.
was
Nice choice.
serious. And then if I had to go, let me go to Philly and say Eve.
Ah,
Because
yeah.
I had to put like two women in it.
Kicker.
Eve was nice.
Yes.
Eve was nice.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, the list can go on and on.
On
I'm
and
thinking
on.
about Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. Come on. Oh my God. Like crazy.
Yeah. Kiara said Nicki Minaj. I'm with her too. I was like, I'm going to stick with the old school, but I also have great appreciation for this new wave of women rappers. I
Yes.
love them. Yes. Nicki Minaj all
Like
the way.
Cardi B. Cardi B.
Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have appreciation.
Okay.
I have
All of it.
appreciation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here, the
But
other
it's
important thing is that there's not enough platform for women like us that talk about hip hop and the love and the smile that it gives us across our face.
Yes.
It's nostalgic for us. I grew up on it. Hip
Yep.
hop was life. It got me through a lot of things. So
Mhm.
we're gonna have this amazing event, and for the audience, there might be a special live stream of the event.
Yes.
We will keep you posted. There will be a charge for it, but we'll keep you posted. Pay
Yeah.
$10, $15 and you can be with us in Mexico.
Yes, live. That sounds great. That sounds
Ladies,
great.
thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you all on the 29th.
Yes.
This is going to be out of this world, and I am going to get better. I'm going to get my
Yes.
health together.
Yes.
So
Yes.
You
Yes.
gotta
We need you
rest up.
healthy.
You gotta rest
Yes.
up, 'cause
You
we
gotta
need
rest up.
you,
It's going to be
like,
action
yes.
packed.
Yes.
we're going to have a heck of a time.
Yes.
Anybody, if you're looking for the donation link, the Eventbrite link, it's in the description of this video. Also, you can go to any one of our Instagram handles or website, and you can click on the link to donate. Any amount is definitely welcome because
Yes.
we are working hard to pull something off amazing, and the first time that something like this for Watch Her Win is happening, and this is one of the only international 50th anniversary hip hop events that I've heard of.
Wow.
So
and it's in a
support
very
us.
unique
We are
unique place.
Yes.
in
Very
a
unique
very
place.
unique place. And so in what I like to end with is what we are doing. We are watching each other win.
Yes.
We are supporting each other, and we are celebrating art, community, and culture.
And women
Or
empowerment.
culture, community, and what did I say? And woman empowerment. So this is important for us. So thank you for tuning in.
So we hope to see you in Mexico. Woo!
Hope to see you in
Yes.
Mexico. Bye.
Join us. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Going from overlooked to overbooked, taking what's mine, now not got them shook. Remember me like I'm Sicily, busting loose from the roots on the hoodlum, treating me like the hell. We try to say I don't marry him, I'll be sitting on the shelf. Yo, I'm not self-made, cause God made myself. There's an I in win and the O in one. Who needs to buy a bow, cause I'm holding some. Where you hear that I'm folding from? Could be in a laundromat, but I'm not folding none. Where I'm at in my life, I don't need no bums. Turning dudes down unless he Oprah's son. Cook the beat till it's overdone. I could show you how to do this, or I could coach you, hun. Bring real sisterhood back, all games and fun. The kumbaya, and we shall overcome. Misunderstood. Say bye to fake unity. Hello to opportunity. Say bye to male dominance. Hello, big confidence. Say bye to fake compliments. Hello to huge accomplishments. Say bye to the counterfeit. Hello, women empowerment.
You couldn't tell me I wasn't born to be great. Queen in the making, waiting in place. Say your grace, ladies, take your place. Since we made it, then we might as well scrape it until it break. Unapologetic poetics rooted in lessons. Been in the yard with these bars, I put my reps in. A ball stepping, trying to prosper and form weapons. When tragedies turn into triumphs, it's all blessings. Cause mama ain't raised no fool. I graduated out the matrix, I done paid my dues like deja vu. Seeing it won't change my view. This Queen Gambit doing damage when I make my moves. Ooh.
Say bye to fake unity. Hello to opportunity. Say bye to male dominance. Hello, big confidence. Say bye to to fake compliments. Hello to huge accomplishments. Say bye to the counterfeit. Hello, women empowerment.
No matter how rich, no matter how poor, no matter how thick, no matter how small, every woman that's living is the root to it all. Playing mommy and poppy whenever the baby's call. She giving it her best shot when daddy drops the ball. Meanwhile, mama can never ever afford the fall. See, this is for the mothers, single or otherwise, left with a pillow soaked from all of her silent cries. Believing in guys that are only wired for lies. Cause she looking for love that the father didn't provide. Go find it in yourself, baby, nobody else got it. Don't think the pain of your flesh means that you ain't a goddess. We was made in her image, so we reflecting what God is. Trust me, mama, you got this. You just gotta trust the process. Know that you a queen on this board and not an object for a man to make his option. You're a marvel like the Loch Ness, it was private.
Say bye to fake unity. Hello to opportunity. Say bye to male dominance. Hello, big confidence. Say bye to fake compliments. Hello to huge accomplishments. Say bye to the counterfeit. Hello, women empowerment.
Anything you can do, swear to God I could do it better. Sewn together like a Coogee sweater. 90s baby, yeah, you know the era. No competition, but you know who better. Got it good, ballin' out the hood like I'm Tiger Woods. Bunker shot, reaching for them clear blue skies. I'm a juggernaut, I'm bugging out. The higher power is a woman, no confusing that. We feel, y'all feeling how you feeling, misconstruing that. Booing that, baby, cooing that. Yeah, we true to that. Do the math, we hurt more when you hurt. The empathy lapse, sweetie. When we around, it's all for the needy. Just be careful for who being greedy. Heard you.
Say bye to fake unity. Hello to opportunity. Say bye to male dominance. Hello, big confidence. Say bye to fake compliments. Hello to huge accomplishments. Say bye to the counterfeit.